In this video, I want to share with you a couple of tips which I use in order to help predict when there might be fog. Now, fog is notoriously hard to predict for, so these are just a couple of pointers which do seem to occasionally work. It's very elusive fog, it's very hard to actually know when it will be there or not, but these do seem to have worked for me occasionally, so I thought they're probably worth sharing with you. I'll also cover a couple of pointers for what I look out for in my woodland images in early autumn, because it's now early autumn here in the UK and all the colours are just starting to change. So there's a few things that I look out for and try to bring out that feeling in the images. All right, I'm really excited and I hope you enjoy this video. So if you've been watching my recent videos, you will have seen that I've been to this spot before. I came scouting here about 3-4 weeks ago, and I said I was just waiting for the kind of oranges and the yellows to come out. And as you can see, this absolutely amazing birch tree, we've got the yellow leaves are just starting to pop out now. And on the floor, all of the bracken's starting to turn orange as well. I really love this mix of green and orange where we're in this kind of transition from spring to autumn. I think it gives a really lovely colour palette. And that was one of the things that I wanted to share with you about these early autumn photos. I think the good way to approach them is to look at it in a more kind of painterly style. And rather than just looking for leaves or trees, look at the colours and think about them as kind of splashes of colour. So splashes of orange, splashes of yellow, which we've got on the leaves up on the birch tree here. Imagine it almost like kind of paint splashes hitting a canvas. That's how I like to approach these early autumn ones, where we just have these little bits of colour. And I think it's a really good way to kind of switch around your way that you're looking at a scene. Rather than looking at the objects as they are, look at the colours and look at how they might look on your canvas, which is your photograph. That may sound a little bit cheesy, but it has really helped me out, and I really hope that's useful for you as well. I'm going to get some photos here. I'm going to revisit this scene again and again as we get more into autumn, because it's going to be really interesting to see how all of these colours change and how the scene changes overall. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. I just wandered down a little bit more from that initial scene with all of the bracken I showed you, and I found this absolutely incredible spot with this huge big old oak tree. It's got this great big reaching down branch, and I want to make use of that in this image. I'm going to use that as kind of a leading line and bring out the tree's characteristics of it kind of reaching out towards you. And it leads you off into the image, over to the main subject, the tree here, and then over into the background where we've got all of these saplings. They've got little yellow leaves on, so we've got those splashes of colour again. And then on the floor, it's all covered in bracken again. We've got the nice contrast of the greens and the oranges and red colours. I think it's an amazing scene. Hopefully I can get a good photo here. I'll put it up on the screen for you. Let me know what you think in the comments section. So I was just exploring, scouting a bit more, and I found this pretty interesting scene. I think it's quite dramatic. I think there's a lot of energy between this tree and this one. It looks a little bit like some sort of duel or fight going on. This one seems like he's leaning away from this one, and I love all of the branches over here. What's really helping this scene, apart from all of the fog obviously, is the sunlight's now come quite high in the sky and it's just breaking through the fog a bit. And it's creating this lovely golden glow which is hitting onto the trees. And it's just helping to kind of lift them off of the photo a bit. But yeah, I think it's a really, really amazing scene. I'm going to try and get some more in this area with the sunlight hitting the trees. But that always looks really nice when you've got kind of that nice diffused golden early morning sunlight in your woodland images. Yeah, What an amazing little scene. Lots of drama, always good to look for drama in your woodland images as well. Enjoy the image. So the sun's come up now and it's burnt off most of the mist and the fog, and I've got a bit of a break, so I thought it'd be a good time to share with you some of the methods which I use to try and predict when there might be fog in an area. I've been running around like mad today. I got a little bit too excited because of all of the fog and the amazing conditions, and I think it might have been at cost to my images. I normally try to stay calm and stay in one or two spots, but I went against my own rules today, and it may have affected the images. We'll see when I get back. But either way, it's been really amazing being out, so I don't regret it. What I wanted to share now was some of these methods which I've been using recently to try and predict when there might be fog. Now, these are just little things that I've used. Like I said at the start of the video, fog's notoriously hard to predict. So none of these are going to 100% guarantee that you're going to have fog, but they seem to have increased my chances of getting it when I go out. So hopefully it'll help you as well. Now, the first one is using weather app. Now, I've tried using Google and other similar websites where they have the weather predictions, and I found they're not very accurate when it comes to fog. One that I found to be particularly accurate, at least more accurate, is an app. I'll just load it for you here now, and it's called Clear Outside. It's just on there. It's probably not going to focus, but it's got a load of different parameters, and amongst the parameters, one of them is the fog prediction, which I found to be pretty accurate. When I say accurate, what I mean is when it says there's going to be fog in an area, it's usually correct. But one of the downsides is sometimes it says there isn't any fog, and I found there is, which is great because it's a nice surprise, but you might kind of write the area off and not go to visit it, expecting there not to be any fog. So that's the first one I use, and I think that's really, really useful. And I kind of check that, and you can save areas on it as well. So I've got some saved locations, which I come to for woodland photography or landscape photography. And I just check them continuously to see if there's going to be fog. And I know, I can head over there to do a video or take some photos like I did today. Another method that I used, and now if you're an expert in weather or you work in weather professionally, I'm sorry if anything I'm saying is wrong here, but I found it's kind of helps to give a little bit of an indication when there might be some fog. And that's in the evening before you're going to go out. So I usually go out in the morning. It tends to be the best time, at least here in the UK, is to get fog. It's out in the morning, very early in the morning. So try and get there before sunrise if you can. And if you've got a really, really still night, and it's quite cool, so the temperatures go quite low. I think maybe below kind of 5 degrees, just to give you an indication. And you've also got really high humidity. So that's something you can check on this app as well, if there's high humidity, or most kind of weather apps as well. And if you've got that, there's quite a high chance, or at least a much higher chance, that you are going to get some fog. So you have the stillness, the low temperatures, and high humidity. And that combined with using this app, I found kind of helped me to more often get these foggy conditions for my images. So I just wanted to share those with you. If you have any other ideas about how to try and predict when there might be fog, please let me know in the comments, or if anything I've said is completely wrong, I'm very sorry. Also let me know in the comments and you can correct me. But yeah, I hope those tips help you, and I hope they help get you those amazing conditions which really help out in your woodland images. I think I'm going to end the video here because I'm a bit tired out as always. So I just wanted to say again, a massive thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video and you found the tips useful, I'd ask if you could hit the like, the subscribe and the notification bell. I'll have more videos coming soon. So thank you again, and I'll join you next time. Oh, quickly, there was one other tip I was meant to share with you about trying to get some more mist or fog. Clearly I'm a bit tired and it's time to go home because I forgot to say it, but I thought I'd better share it with you quickly just in case it's helpful. And that's if you try and locate an area where it's quite close to a body of water. By that I mean maybe a lake, possibly a river, or in this area it's got a lot of marshland near it. I think that's still standing water. What happens is you'll get a little bit of ground fog or ground mist that's evaporated off and it's kind of lingering, at least in the morning anyway. And that can still add a little bit of atmosphere to your image and a little bit of fog, even when you haven't got kind of full-blown foggy conditions covering the whole area. Again, if that sounds inaccurate, please let me know in the comments, but I have noticed it continually in quite a few areas where I've had a river or I've had marshes like here. So again, hopefully that's been helpful for you. Thank you very much.